Good evening, VV Nation. My name is Ryan, Senior Instructor here at VectorVest, and in tonight's video, we're going to add another commodity to the list that should be on your radar. Now, in recent months, I have touted oil quite a bit. Last week, I did a uranium video, and in tonight's video, I'm going to be discussing coal. Now, you might be wondering why in the world would I be discussing coal with renewable energies and coal. Let's just say it's not a fan favorite to be used around the world. However, after looking at the chart and utilizing the VectorVest 7 software, I see coal is on the rise. So I dived in some headlines to see exactly what's causing coal to be on the move right now, and I found some interesting things. So if this is what you're interested in and you think you can make some money, stick around and let's get started. Now, to start off, I'm going to show you how I used the VectorVest 7 software to discover that coal was even on the move in the first place. Now, right now we are in the Unisearch part of the software. This filtrates out the database on exactly what we're looking for. And right now we're looking for industries that are on the move. So all I'm going to do is select Delta Searches - Industries, and I'm going to do the 13-week price delta. Therefore, this will give me the industries that have been on the move the most in the last 13 weeks, showing that momentum to the upside has been sustainable. At no surprise, right now, we're seeing a lot of petroleum coming to the top of the list. In addition, we even have uranium. I didn't even know was on this list, but I'm glad it is because the VectorVest 7 software does not miss anything. Now, one thing I will note, energy coal did just enter the top 10 as of recent. So therefore, let's take a look at the graph and see how it's been moving. Here we have a one-year chart of the coal industry graph. At the top, you'll see a green line here that represents our value. This is just what we feel that industry is currently worth. In addition, down below, we do have the price action of those stocks represented by the candlesticks here. And then we do have volume and forecasted EPS. So starting off with value here, currently we value this industry at $35.76 collectively. However, today's close is just at $30.14. Therefore, VectorVest does consider this space to be undervalued. Now, if we focus on price action here, I do have two yellow lines. This represents the channel that the candlesticks have currently been in over the last 1 year. The high currently sits at $32.14 back in November, right at the top of this channel. And back towards the end of May, we did hit our low of $23.26, breaking out of this channel to the downside. However, a quick pivot to the upside, putting us back in this channel, retesting this channel line several times over the summer. The last time retesting the bottom of this channel was back in July. Since then, the bulls have taken charge, putting price action closer and closer to the top of this channel. Even with today's price action, we do see a full body candlestick to the upside, showing that buyers have control. Next, we're going to take a look at volume. You will notice the closer price action gets to the top of that channel, volume is starting to recede. Now, from a fundamental standpoint, if we take a look at earnings per share, again, this is the 12-month leading forecast of EPS, or earnings per share. We can see that our EPS has been on the decline since February 2023. So from a long-term perspective, this may not be the place to be. However, from a short-term momentum side, we do see that price action has momentum to the upside right now. With price action getting close to this top end of the channel, I would be concerned of a retracement. If you're not already in the coal space, seeing a breakout with high volume, confirming conviction behind the traders to break out to the upside of this channel would be ideal. But we do still have some room before the upside of that channel, so if you're a short-term trader, this may be an industry to be in to take some quick profits. Now, the first article I'm going to bring to your attention was quite surprising to find. Coal use in Europe rises in shocking reversal. Now, in 2022, coal made up 26.7% of global primary energy consumption. Now, we know that coal is a very dirty fossil fuel, so at no surprise, it did produce more carbon dioxide emissions than both oil and natural gas. Because of this, a lot of developed countries have been trying to get away from coal. However, if we take a look at the article here, coal usage grew in developing countries. Now, as long as coal remains a cheap, viable resource, I don't see this changing anytime soon. Now, this was a shocker here that the EU saw a 2% increase in global consumption in 2022, attributed to the Russia-Ukraine crisis. So at no surprise, just like I mentioned with both the uranium and oil videos, geopolitical concerns are putting pressures on energy prices across the board. Now, the following article is a result of the G20 summit that met recently. The title of this article, India hopes to lead on climate, but coal still powers its economic growth. Now, India has been on the forefront with China as far as economic growth and energy demand. Now, they did set some pretty high standards for their renewable energy goals going into the future. However, one thing I did want to note is that it is expected to increase its coal fleet still by 25% in 2030. So just take this as a note that coal is not quite over yet. Now, this is the last article I have this evening, another article showing that demand is not only staying steady, but continuing to grow. Now, this is titled Seaborne Coal Volumes Hit Record Highs in 2023. Now, you may be asking yourself, what exactly is seaborne coal? It is simply coal that is produced, then shipped via ocean freight to the consuming country directly. Now, a couple highlights from this article. Global coal demand continues to rise, especially in Asia. Now, U.S. coal production has decreased. However, exports, particularly Asia, are on the rise. So I find that rather interesting that instead of consuming this dirty fossil fuel, we're exporting it to developing countries. Now, the last part of this article I did want to mention was drought conditions in Panama caused shipping delays and rerouting, favorably impacting Panamax freight rates and altering global trade routes, thus just adding to the list why there is more upward pressure on coal. Now, I wasn't expecting to make a video on coal this week, but after utilizing the VectorVest 7 system to find industries that have been on the move and finding coal listed there in the top 10, I had to look deeper into this topic. Now, after researching and showing you some of the articles I found, it is at no surprise with global demand in place. In addition, some geopolitical concerns putting pressures on upward prices when it comes to this space. Now, if you found this video informative and the potential to make money from what I've taught you today, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Good night.
Hey VV Nation, did you know that there's 7 deadly sins that could keep you from consistently making money in the market? If you would like to know more about those sins, and if you are falling victim to any of them, he goes right now to www.vectorvest.com/YT7sins to get your free report. You don't want to miss out on this, so do that right now.